well, welcome to the Women in Blockchain video series. I'm the host of this video, Professor Mary Lassity, and the director of the Blockchain Center of Excellence here at the University of Arkansas. And we really started this series to help support and promote female leaders that are really at the forefront of blockchain technologies. And today I'm actually thrilled to reintroduce Sandra Rowe to our community because you were kind enough to serve as a judge at our last blockchain hackathon. And you're here today as the CEO right behind you of the Global Blockchain Business Council. So Sandra, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mary. Really appreciate it. Glad to be back.
Yes, and I think you are a great, not only for your leadership roles, but one of the reasons why I think you're such a great role model for like our students is you have a really diverse background. I mean, you've got like a degree in history and computer science and finance and accounting. So how did you find your way into this blockchain space?
Well, I think number one, just being curious tends to lead you down many different paths in life. And for me, the first time I ever heard about Bitcoin, for example, the white paper 10 years ago, is when I started down the path of being curious about this technology and what it could do. And I have not looked back since then. It's been a decade, hard to believe.
I know. I remember you at some of your prior careers. If anyone goes to your LinkedIn profile, you've got like 19 work experiences because you are definitely a person that has a very rich and diverse background in this space. I also remember hearing you on stage. You were going to do something with the Royal Mint in the UK at one point, and you've got your toes in a lot of different places in this space. But I'd really like you to tell the audience a bit about the GBBC. What is its mission? What are the cool things that you're working on?
So the GBBC is a nonprofit organization based out of Geneva, Switzerland. We focus on education, advocacy of digital everything, and we also help with building bridges. So think of us as educators, just like yourself, but also connectors on the business side. We're trying to link both private sector, public sector, and lots of different folks together around the world because this technology, unlike a lot of others, absolutely requires team effort, collaboration.
Yes, it does. So like I've been studying technologies for 30 years, and this is really the only one that's about the ecosystem level technology, right? It's not something you just adopt within the boundaries of the firm, right? It's about connecting and creating networks of people. And you help with regulators, trying to educate them in this space, which I really admire your work on that. On the business side, you've got a lot of big companies that are involved in the GBBC. What are they, where are they on their adoption journeys, and what kind of business value do they hope to get from this set of technologies?
I would say in short, it's multifaceted. The financial services industry is definitely more advanced than some of the other industry sectors because they were experimenting with this technology 5, 6, 7 years ago, and now they're up the learning curve, and there's increasing number of production ready and in production work related to blockchain and on the crypto side. But I would not discount the work that's being done in consumer products, supply chain. There is a lot of opportunity. And I think when we start realizing what's going on in the energy sector, the healthcare sector, pretty much every industry sector, we are going to see many opportunities. And that I find very exciting. It's still to come.
It's still to come. That's right. It's still early days. We're finally getting good standards now, too. I was really excited to see that the W3C had adopted the decentralized identifier standard last month. So I think that will help with adoption, too. Does your board, do they care about public versus private or hybrid or all of the above, depending on the use case?
Yes, I think it's the latter. We look at, and our board and those who are using DLT or blockchain some of them are in the public camp, some are in the hybrid camp, some of them are in the private camp, but it really does depend on the use case. And I think there is an argument to be made, just like there's intranets and just like there's the internet. It's not a perfect analogy, but I think there's room for both the private and public chains.
Okay. And in addition to blockchains, I know one of the things you're passionate about, and I want to thank you for your contribution to our textbook, the next textbook that's coming out. It's going to be the next version of
Oh,
this, where
wonderful.
you talked about metaverses, and I'd love for you to share your views. I mean, I know you and I share the concern that we want to develop a, you know, a Web 3.0 version of the metaverse that helps empower women and is more inclusive, but it could also make a lot of things worse, like cyberbullying. And you had some really good talking points about how we can use this technology to do more social good than harm. Can you share some of your thoughts with our audience?
Absolutely. So, first of all, every single person who's interested in this space should feel empowered that you have the power to actually shape where we go. This will either turn into an inclusive, welcoming, warm community, next generation technology, or it's going to do the very things that Mary, you just mentioned, which worry me today, which is we actually amplify the negativity, we amplify the bullying, and we actually turn this into a situation that uses the tech for bad instead of good. So it is incumbent upon us to look for and work together with people who want to create that positive, solving real world problems, being human centric in our solution solving, because this technology could absolutely be used to bring in all kinds of people who don't have a voice and to bring community back in a different way. We need real world community, but we also need online community that's actually, I would say, kinder and gentler than what I see sometimes on other platforms.
And then finally, do you have any advice for young women, maybe in high school or just starting their university career, on, you know, how they can get involved?
Sometimes I think one of the most wonderful things about getting in on a new technology or a new space is there's no perfect way to do it. So get involved in something that you actually are interested in. Talk to someone who might be already in it. Reach out to people you don't know on LinkedIn or online if you are interested in their company. What is the worst that anyone's ever going to say? They either don't reply back or they say no. Just keep going, because that a combination of curiosity and persistence will probably take you down paths that you could have not imagined if you had tried to kind of prescribe yourself a path forward. This is really exciting stuff. It's also changes minute by minute. And so staying flexible is really important. But ultimately, it's about humans. So make connections with people and get to know people who actually inspire you, learn from each other, and you'll see it's going to be a very interesting next decade.
Sandra, with that, I think that's a beautiful message to end on. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much, Mary. Really appreciate it.